Welcome back. Segment number 3 with the Broad Podcaster. I'm Jennifer Fierro, here in the Highland Lakes, joined with Art Dlugach, the voice of the Llano Yellow Jackets.
Now, the last segment, she got a little emotional, so I'm ready this segment, in case you do, that there may be enough nice little Kleenex here to get you through segment 3. Go ahead.
This guy right here is a gentleman. That's all I can say. We've already talked about the Llano Yellow Jackets in the first segment. Second segment was all about the Burnett County 11-man football teams, Burnett High and Marble Falls. In this segment, we're going to talk about the 6-man teams in Burnett County, Faith Academy and Smoking for Jesus. We're going to start with the Flames because they are coming off of a bye. They are traveling to face Round Rock Christian, 7:30 on Friday night. Going into district play, Round Rock Christian was 4-1 on the season. They are 0-3 in the district, so they're 4-4 right now. Unless something has changed, there's only 2 playoff spots available. Live Oak Classical in Waco has already lost to Faith. They're in the number 2 spot. Faith Academy should win out. And I don't want to say they're in the easiest part of their schedule, Art, but against Round Rock Christian this week, I think they close out the regular season against Temple Holy Trinity. And Trinity right now is in the 3rd spot. But they just lost to Waco Live Oak. So as long as Faith continues to win, I think that it will be Waco Live Oak and Faith Academy that go into the playoffs. Just like Matt Green wants to stay unbeaten and the Yellow Jackets do, I think that it's incredibly important to Stephen Shipley that the Flames not lose a district game. Now, obviously, they don't want to do that because there are only 2 playoff spots available in the district, but it would be a great feather in their caps to be able to end this season and end the district campaign undefeated. Now, as far as Smoking for Jesus goes, they ended up winning a great game. Mercy ruled San Antonio Jubilee. That was an interesting contest because head coach Charles Frazier could not attend the game. He had some sort of an emergency that came up. So Boo Maxwell, the outstanding defensive coordinator for the Eagles, actually called plays on both sides of the ball. I have this story written in TexasChalkTalk.com. Basically what Boo did, the plays that they are used to running offensively, Jubilee really repped against those plays. So Boo calls a timeout and he tells the boys, we're changing up the playbook. And he says to them, I need you to trust me. The plays we're going to run now, we've run before. We just haven't run them in quite some time. These plays are going to work.
That's scary to be changing that late during a week, during the ball game.
Sure, but that speaks volumes about the ability of the Eagles, the players themselves, to be able to adjust on the fly.
Absolutely.
And their coachability, if you will. Okay? So, they are playing Bulverde, bear with me, Bulverde Gloria Deo Academy. I believe that is a home game at Wallace Rydell, and it's either a 7 or 7:30 kickoff. I'll have that on TexasChalkTalk.com. Gloria Deo, they have a mix of different things here. They can run the ball and pass the ball pretty well. They have a running back that it looks like they use in a Wildcat who also passes the ball some. I anticipate that the Eagles will be able to stay unbeaten here and they will be able to move on into the playoffs because in their district, in the Texas Association of Independent Athletic Organizations, because it's such a small association, every member makes the playoffs. It's a tournament, single elimination, and they're playing for seeds in district play.
The Gloria Deo game is 7 o'clock and it is at Smoking for Jesus.
Okay, so and they're playing their home games now at Wallace Rydell Park, and that's off of 29 in the city of Burnet. So there you have it, folks. That is all the six-man I have. Do you want to talk a little Major League Baseball since we have some time here?
Well, being a Yankee fan, it's no fun, but congratulations to the Houston Astros, Philadelphia Phillies too. But for this moment, the Astros and the Astro fans, a 4-game sweep of the Yankees in the championship series, the league championship series. And interestingly enough, Houston scored 3, 4, 5, and 6 runs in the 4 games, not in that order. They won last night to win it 4-0. 6-5 was the final. And you talk about irony. The final batter for the night, the absolute star of the season, Cinch MVP in the American League, the 62 home run man, Aaron Judge, bounced out, and that ended the game and the series, and Judge had a bad series. So it was a tough way for the Yankees to lose, but those Astros, 106 wins in the regular season, then 3-0 in the division series, and 4-0, as I mentioned, in the league championship series. So 113 wins so far. Rookie shortstop Jeremy Pena, the MVP of the championship series. Congratulations to Dusty Baker, the old man. He's not as old as I am. Moves on to the World Series, and it should be, well, we always say this, it should be a good one. The Astros, though, will be favored to beat the Phillies.
When does game one?
Friday night, so there's quite a bit of time off in between, but they have to do that in case this series or the Phillies series against San Diego had gone 7 games. They've got to give them a day or 2 off. Well, it turns out that they give them 4 days off.
Sure.
So that's good for the teams, and the pitchers will be rested. Okay. And boy, you have got to pick Houston in this one.
How come?
Because of the number of wins regular season and 7-0 in the postseason. And also, they were a division champion, whereas the Phillies were not. In fact, not one team that won a division in the National League made it to the league championship series. And I've written about that it's just not quite as pure as you would like it when it comes to these playoffs with so many teams, and it's tough to get through the playoff tier. But with Houston, they are a bona fide finalist.
Well, I will say this. That sport always comes down to pitching. Softball and baseball always comes down to which team has the best pitching staff. With the Yankees, if my season is on the line and I need to score 1 run in the 9th inning and there's already 2 outs, I want my best slugger at the plate. And that's Aaron Judge. Because with one swing of the bat, he could have sent that game into extra innings.
He absolutely could have, but not in this series.
No, because I think the best pitching staff won the ALCS. My opinion. I don't know nearly enough about baseball like this guy. But that will be the thing that I will be looking at. Because you're right. I would have liked to have seen the Dodgers or the Cardinals or somebody else represent the NL, simply because there's no sport that celebrates tradition quite like baseball. But at the same time, if the Phillies have a pitching staff that can match the Astros pitch for pitch, that may be a very interesting series indeed. And it's not like, look, the first 2 games were what, 1-run games, like 1-0, 2-0. I mean, it was not.
The Yankees scored 2 runs in each of the first 2 games, then 0 in the third and losing 6-5 last night. And they had their ace going once, Garrett Cole. No question about that. But that Verlander, Justin Verlander, is so very good for Houston.
Yeah, first ballot Hall of Famer for sure.
And Bryce Harper is the #1 hitter for the Phillies, and if he does a better job than Judge did for the Yankees, then the Phillies certainly will be in it. It's 4 out of 7.
Right, but in that sport, again, because it sounds like both pitching staffs will be very rusted headed into the World Series.
Oh, sure.
So it is hard for me to pick against the Astros for 2 reasons. Number one, I think so much of their pitching staff. But more importantly, I believe the Astros feel that they let one get away in 2021. When I have covered championship teams and I have asked them, what drove you? 9 times out of 10, they tell me the results of the year before. And that's been a staple in high school and pro. I mean, you look at the 2009 Texas Longhorn football team, what drove them? The loss to in Lubbock in 2008. They win that game, Texas probably plays for a national championship in 2008. And for the record, I believe the 2008 team was better than the 2009 team.
Well, the problem I have, we're going back to this, how pure are the playoffs? You play in baseball, you play 162 games. The Braves and the Mets each won 101 games. They didn't even get to the league championship series. So it's sort of too bad, but this is the way it's going to be. And people like Art Dlugach are not going to change it. When I was a young boy, there were 8 teams in the American League, 8 in the National League, and the winners of each met each other best of 7, and you go home around October 10. That's not the way it's ever going to be again.
Oh, no. And I agree with you. I do think that baseball fans would have liked to, I can't. Major League Baseball, I think, would have liked to have seen one of these series go to 7 games. I think there's more revenue there. I think you sell more. I think you get more TV money based off of a 7-game series if both series or at least one of them goes to 7. But at the same time, all of the reasons why this World Series should not be outstanding have gone out the window because both staffs should be well rested for this one because they were both 4-game sweeps, right?
No, I think the Padres won 1.
Okay, all right.
And one other thing I know, an interesting point about the off season. They call that the hot stove season for third base as a nickname for once the World Series is over between the series and spring training. Guess who's a free agent?
Judge?
Aaron Judge. So how many millions is he going to get from somebody?
Wow, that sounds like fodder for another podcast.
Yes.
Okay, that's all we have this week. Again, for all of your Highland Lake sports news, please go to TexasChalkTalk.com and please make sure you like, subscribe, and share the channel. For Art Dlugach, I'm Jennifer Fierro. Enjoy the games this week. We'll catch you next time.